Are you looking to step up your trading game and start getting your feet wet with a little bit of leverage or margin trading? Today we're going to take a look at a great exchange that allows you to do just that and also trade contracts and derivatives in some of your favorite currencies like Bitcoin, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, and more, with having all those things settled in USD, making it incredibly easy to jump into these leverage trading contracts. Are you ready? Hey there, crypto friends! Thanks again for joining me. So today we're talking a little bit about an exchange that offers you leverage trading. We're going to talk about what leverage trading is and why you might want to get involved as we extend our advanced exchange review. We just talked a little bit about having futures trading here, and now we're going to talk a little bit about leverage trading and why you might want to start getting your feet wet with some leverage trading, in particular when there's such volatility in the markets right now. So today we're going to take a look at the Bityard exchange and what they offer in regards to margin trading and trading derivatives or contracts with some of your favorite cryptocurrencies. But before we get started, if you're not already a part of my community of stashers, you don't need a mustache to join, but you need to love learning with us in the community and growing together in crypto. And you can do so and jump in the community through the Telegram link below, right there. Go ahead and jump in our chat there. Okay, so let's go take a little bit of a look at the Bityard exchange here after we talk about what is leverage trading, Stash. For if you're new and you're a beginner to trading in general, or you're a beginner to cryptocurrencies in general, leverage trading may not really be for you. This is definitely an advanced trading strategy and something I would not recommend if you're brand new to Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. But if you're a bit of a seasoned trader or you have some trades underneath your belt and you're looking to get into doing something that comes with a little bit more risk, but definitely comes with a lot more payoff, in particular when you're looking at large swings of volatility or when you're in markets like we are right now, where it seems like the price action continues to go one direction in a very short term. In particular, we've been seeing these massive $1,000 swings for Bitcoin here, and people who are margin trading or leverage trading in this time have stand to make a pretty good amount of profit if you're going long. Now, for all of you shorters out there, you got to understand that maybe right now is not the best time to be jumping in and putting shorts on something like Bitcoin that we've seen that's been smashing through its resistance levels on its way to an all-time high. But leverage trading can come actually with a couple of upsides here. So if you understand how the markets are moving and you can see and identify trends in the markets, in particular right now with the short-term trend of Bitcoin, where it's been essentially in this rising pattern, you may be able to long Bitcoin in a temporary amount of time. I'm not talking about long periods of time for longing something like this, but looking for a great entry with a small dip, because we have seen some small pullbacks here recently with Bitcoin, and so but in general the overall trend has been up and up here in the last week or two. So looking at the trend of a coin that you want to leverage trade on is probably one of the first steps. Identifying how much you actually want to leverage with an exchange like this, like on Bityard, you can leverage up to 100x, which means you for as little as we'll say $1,000 that you can put into something like this. I mean, you could be looking to trade a massive amount of cryptocurrency here, or be able to buy or long and short using these leverage trading. And for those that are kind of new to leverage trading and maybe don't necessarily understand what this means, what you're doing is you're saying, I have X amount of dollars, we'll say $1,000 in this respect. I want to be able to borrow a certain amount, right? So if I'm going to 100x leverage that, I'm borrowing up that additional amount to meet 100x of my original total. And so what that means is you're essentially borrowing this money and you need to be able to pay that back, but you're essentially hedging the fact that your trade with the fact that you are going to be coming out on top. So if you say I'm going to long on this trade, I think if I 100x my Bitcoin position, and it goes up by 5%. I cash out. I'm incredibly on top because now instead of just using your $1,000 to buy into Bitcoin and then maybe Bitcoin goes up 10%, now you're getting 10% off that leverage trade, right? So at 100x, you're looking at a 10% on 100,000 versus 10% on 1,000, right? But the same thing can be the exact opposite. So if it goes down that much, your trade is going to get called, and you're going to be on the hook to pay that money that you've borrowed back now, right? And so that is one of the main risks that we see here with leverage trading. So there is quite a bit of risk there, but there's a huge upside if you can spot the trends in the currency that you're trading with. So let's go take a look at what Bityard has to offer when it comes to leveraged trading. So this is the Bityard website, and like I said, they put leverage trading with their contracts or derivatives right up front. This is not necessarily a place that you're going to be doing a lot of spot trading, even though they do have spot trading available here. It is currently in beta, but they specialize essentially in doing contract or derivatives trading. Where some of the things that you're going to be looking to trade here, obviously Bitcoin up to 100x, Ethereum up to 80x, Dash, XRP, BCH, EOS, Litecoin, and TRX, all with 50 or plus or more leverage, right? So there's some really good leverage to be had on this exchange when you kind of talk about, well, maybe I'm not trading on places like BitMEX anymore. Bityard is 100% something that US residents can actually use with leverage, and I'll show you exactly why here in just a second. So some of the reasons that you might want to trade here on Bityard, the fact that they have a very low entry. So you only need 5 USDT or $5 to really get started trading here. You can open up a trade for as low as $5. So even if you're looking to start with a very small amount and you want to leverage that, you can do that for as low as $5. Now they also have very competitive fees. When we talk about the trading fees here, they're going to be charging you an opening position fee and a closing position fee, both of which are 0.05% for a total of 0.1% on your total position, right? So you can open and close a position for as little as 1% of the total leverage plus your whatever fee that you're going with there. So in particular, they're very transparent with their pricing too. So when you talk about, well, what does contract trading really involve? Well, it involves knowing the price of Bitcoin, because you're essentially agreeing and saying, hey, I feel like, you're making a bet saying, I think that this price is going to be at this certain amount at this time. You're not actually buying the underlying asset, so there's no need to actually buy Bitcoin to be able to settle in Bitcoin, but you're making a bet using USDT, and you're settling also in USDT as well in a stable coin. So the price contract action is actually pretty important. And so Bityard uses a K-line weighted average that pulls from 3 major cryptocurrency exchanges, and those are Binance, OKX, and Huobi, some of the biggest exchanges out there. So they use a weighted average where they're pulling 30% from Binance, 40% from OKX, and 30% from Huobi. And so those combined together, they give you the most accurate cryptocurrency price to be able to settle your contract in. Now, on top of that, you can also get their native in exchange BYD currency, which helps you to deduct trading fees from whenever you're going to be trading contracts on their platform. So that's another bonus there. And of course, you can also do over-the-counter deposits for things like fiat trading, which makes it a lot simpler too here with Bityard too. So OTC deposit is available, right? And the other great thing about the way that Bityard works too is that there's zero spread, which means no slippage costs and no clawback, right? One of the drawbacks I will say is that if you are holding a position for longer than 12 hours, right, there is going to be what they call an overnight fee. So this is something you definitely have to be aware of if you're going to be holding your position over the course of longer than 12 hours. So, and that fee looks like basically your margin times your leverage times 0.045%. times the amount of days, right? So you're getting this overnight fee for every day that you're holding your position longer than 12 hours. So that's something you definitely want to keep in consideration when you're trading on Bityard. Now, One of the other strong things that I think is a huge asset here is that they actually hold, Bityard actually holds multinational licenses to be able to be considered, in particular here in the United States, a money services business. And this is important because without that business license, we're not going to have you're technically not legally able to trade cryptocurrencies in this climate. So I think that's a pretty important asset right there, and something that we need to be taking into consideration. So Bityard does have that license here. You can see that in particular they have displayed it here as long as right along with their other licensing, which I think is great. It shows transparency. It shows that they know that this is an important thing to people, and it's something that they want. They're essentially proud of. They want to put that out there. So you can check that out here with the United States government, and you can go look up their license number, and it is a valid license number that you can see. So you can see here with money services businesses, if you go and search for it right here, you can see right here in the actual thing. I've looked up Bityard's their result here, and you can see, yes, they are verified to have this. They have it issued, and it tells you all the states that they have it active for. So that's a pretty good sign in my opinion. So like I said, signing up for Bityard is actually incredibly easy to do, and so all it takes is a little bit of information. Although you do have to KYC, because this is a regulated platform, so that is something you do need to expect here. So let's go take a quick look at what trading contracts on the platform actually looks like. So here is their overall interface. It's a pretty clean interface. You can see that they have a lot of the things you want here. So you can easily select what leverage you're wanting to trade with. All the way up to 100x if you're trading Bitcoin. You can do market buys or limit buys, of course. Very clean interface is showing you exactly whether you want to go overnight or not. So if you're paying for overnight fees, something that you want to take in consideration there. And in general, a fairly clean looking interface. They're using TradingView, but it's customized a little bit. So here with the line chart versus having the bar chart, which you may be used to seeing, right? In general, so a little bit of a different look here, but same great data coming here from TradingView, as you can see. And they offer quite a bit of different ways to break this down. So they have what they call the main area, right? So these are like the main cryptocurrencies that you would see that people would talk about. They also have what they call the innovative area, which includes things like ADA, ADA, which is Cardano, or basic attention token, BAT, Dash. They have a link on here. They have Uniswap, Uni, right? XLM, and they also have Tezos, as well as ZRX pairs to be able to trade as a derivative. Now, one of the interesting things I thought here is that you can also trade other derivatives, right? Other things that are similar to Bitcoin, like crude oil or like gold or copper, silver. You can also trade things like natural gas. So this is one of the interesting aspects of this exchange that is a little bit different from other exchanges. It actually gives you the ability to jump in and do some trading of other assets along with your trading of things like Bitcoin or XRP. Now, like I said, they do have spot trading, but let me talk a little bit about some of the great things that they have here as far as being a new user. So when you come on board, they actually give you an opportunity to be able to make a bonus in a lot of different ways. So you can see here as a beginner, just setting your username, you get 1 USDT. Binding a mobile phone or email, you get another USDT. Conduct a demo trade once, you get 2 USD. You make your first live trade, you get an additional 2 USD. Once you surpass 10,000 in trading volume, and then as you surpass 50,000, 200,000, and even a million in trading volume, you're getting these little bonuses, right? And you're also getting a first deposit bonus if you deposit greater than 0.5 Bitcoin to get started. So there's a lot of really great bonuses here if you're just getting started with trading on Bityard. So that is also a pretty big incentive if you're looking for a little bit of bonus to get going with your trading here on Bityard. Now, when we talk about all the assets that they essentially cover here, there's quite a few of them. So like I said, we talked about the ones that you can do on contract, but you can also do some spot trading here as well with some smaller currencies like sand or which is one of my favorites, right? We know we talk about Sand a lot in the Sandbox. Also Mana, which is the native token for Decentraland, and some other smaller tokens like YFI. I mean, we'll say smaller, right? YFI is not the smallest token, but some other favorites there that are in the DeFi space as well. So there are a lot of options here for trading within this exchange, not just contracts and derivative, for Bitcoin, but also derivatives of things like copper and gold and crude oil, which make it quite an attractive place to get started with leverage trading. But once again, like I said, if you're a beginner, you definitely want to take things very slow. Maybe work your way into some of the larger leverages and trying to get an idea and feel for how leverage trading actually works before you really jump into it. But if you can spot those trends and you can take advantage of volatility, in particular volatility in one direction, right? Knowing that, man, this has been quite the uptrend, or man, this has been quite the downtrend. That's a very good place to start when it comes to leverage trading. So hope you guys liked the quick tutorial here on a little bit about leverage trading, why you might want to get into it, and a little bit how that works on the Bityard platform. If you'd like to sign up to Bityard, definitely check the links below in the description. And I think that's all we have for today, folks. Until next time, stash that crypto, friends.